we get this second half underway.
Whoa, Nelly, we are back with Sports of the Day from Dallas, Texas, in Texas Stadium against the Dallas Cowboys. Both teams wearing white today because that's what we do. I think the Saints may have worn white at home at one point. That's the only other team that I can think. Them and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't understand. I mean, Madden never really got. Madden didn't get this right for a couple of years. That you make the away team. They did a good thing by making Dallas wear white at home. That's what they do. However, they did a bad thing by not automatically making the away team also wear home. Maybe that's why we're doing so well. Cowboys players are more confused than me. It's a strategic advantage bringing the white uniforms. They're like, guys, what do we do? And we're like, just watch for the red. And they're like, guys, what do we do? That's why we're winning this so much. That's my theory. Oh, I got it wide open to the outside, baby. Ron Dane. Come on, ride the Dane. And ride it. Come on, ride the Dane. And ride it. We're going to Quad City DJs. They're making Quad City DJ parodies of their football players. I'm not riding the Dane very far there. That's a classic song, though. Like, that's really a very good jock jam. If we're gonna talk about the anatomy of jock jams, like, that's one of the best. That and just the pure kind of jock jamness that comes from Two Unlimited's Twilight Zone. Oh, that's out of bounds. We'll dive for it anyway. That was a bad throw. Might have worked if it had been a good throw. 7 for 16. Not all that great, but 3 touchdowns and 0 picks. Meanwhile, the other guy, Quincy Carter, has 2. There we go. Continued on. I can't name another Quincy, but I can name 2 involved in football at the exact same time. And shit. Just get it. Ah, Dixon almost had it. So 4th and 12. That's a good one. Wait, so Camella's the blocker on like the guy who actually runs the ball typically is the guy actually blocking, and then Campbell, who's like a tight end, doesn't block? That's weird. I assume Camella would be a better blocker. Oh god, I hope the block didn't touch him. So, Dallas again is pinned within their own 20. The boys, let's hear it for the boys, as he would. We got Jesse Armstead in the blitz. Of course, Jesse Armstead, the Jesus-like figure of last week. He gave his leg for a timeout. If you remember that part of the video. I actually initially felt guilty about saying that, but now I don't really feel that bad because it was just a quip. I'm not like John Lennon here. Oh! Oh, get on that boy. Oh, pick that up. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I don't even care. Okay. So we got the sack. I tried to dive on it with Strahan. Didn't work. Somebody else picked it up. I was saying, oh no, because I don't know how to react in this situation. Also, it's late at night. You might be able to hear the thunder outside. I think that provides a good ambiance to this game. Kind of coming down from the state I was in at the beginning of the video. I'll let that be left up to interpretation. If I seemed more loose-lipped at the beginning of the video as originally, I'll say that. Yeah, so here we are on the second half. Wow, 3 turnovers for the Cowboys. Terrible. No surprise they're down by 28, and we ain't stopping because we have really not given a team a stomping yet this year. I think this game's going to be the one where we do. We've beaten teams close. We've beaten teams comfortably, like where it wasn't a question late in the game. Oh, Garrity making that catch. That was good. That was an instance where, oh man, Strahan almost got to him. That was an instance where that was a play where a linebacker would have covered that. However, I had so many people blitzing there that it didn't actually end up happening. So they're not doing, okay, they're doing pretty terribly in about all facets. Maybe not all facets, but most facets. I'd say in terms of the vast majority of facets, the Cowboys are not doing well. NBA Finals Game 1 is going on as I am recording. And just to show how arrogant I am, and how confident I am in my team, I do not have the ESPN iPhone app. That's disappointing. I had it on my Windows phone, but... oh, wow, it went to overtime. Man, and I'm here playing Madden 2. I feel bad about myself, but I missed the first half of the game. Doesn't really matter. Right now, Golden State Warriors up 105 to Cleveland Cavaliers 98.
3rd and 10. The receiver goes in motion.
Cool fact, I am going to the scrimmage between Team USA, loosely disguised as the Kansas Jayhawks, against Team Canada for the World University game at the Sprint Center in Kansas City, Missouri, on June 26th, I believe, possibly the 23rd as well. I'm going with a friend. I'm not going alone. Might go to a soccer game alone at some point this week, so if you're there, hit me up. It'll be Saturday, if I do. I don't know why I'm telling people to meet me places in a video. Tell me where you're from. You don't need to do that. There's really no reason for you to do that. If you want to, go ahead. You can comment whatever you want. Comment just... I have nothing to talk about because my team's doing so well. I don't have anything to complain about. Sporting Kansas City is playing St. Louis FC on Saturday. I feel bad that I talk shit about St. Louis so often. I should stop talking shit about the St. Louis Rams. Because, for what that's worth, that is a dedicated-ass city to the Cardinals and the Blues. And just because the Rams, and I'm sure they fill out the Edward Jones Dome. Sorry, I said Edward James Dome, the entirety of the video against where we played the Rams. They do get good crowds in there. It's, you know, being from the other side of the state, I feel bad sometimes about what I say about St. Louis. And it's never in any attempt to be mean to the actual people of St. Louis. You're all great people.
Four-man front this time.
Now, the Kansas City fans are also good. Most fans are good in general. Okay, that guy just stood there. Barnes, all right. You're off the list of good players for this game. We're kind of cruising here. We're up to 4 touchdowns, and we're about to have 5 minutes left in the game. So you know what? Let Emmett score. Do the gator flap. I don't know if anybody... Oh! Jesse Armstead. Blowing up Emmett Smith there. Yak 'em. Rest in peace, Emmett. Emmett Smith is one of those guys I haven't really seen that much from since he retired, which, you know, is good. And it's not a bad thing. Guys like Keyshawn Johnson, though, are like analysts. And you know, Quincy's just going to sit there for a little bit. But, I mean, Keyshawn Johnson's got a job in TV. And Keyshawn was always going to be great on TV. I had no doubt about that. When I saw that he was working on ESPN, it was like, of course. And now that Ray Lewis is there, too, they have a really good group of very, how would you say, TV-friendly football players there. Guys who are just great at talking, I guess. Guys who are good at football and then also great. They're good and they know the game well, too. Because it's not like they have guys who are just, like, out there, you know, just making jokes the whole time and just like, yep, this sure is entertaining, but they sure don't know what they're talking about. Granted, I think the NFL Network does a lot better job of that. When they have, especially Warren Sapp in there. Why am I going a linebacker blitz We're going man in the end zone and blitzing from the middle, which is the one place that everybody goes. And, okay, M's just going to drop that. Whatever.
Well, they're at the point of the game where they have to try something. Next time, maybe you try something else.
Let's go with the fullback.
Go for it here.
Oh, okay. That made it look like we were going to be so much deeper into our own end zone than we really were. We want to talk analysts, though. I think the best... I mean, inside the NBA is still the best, like, show. Outside of the, I mean, for American sports, I think the Men in Blazers show on NBA Sportsnet is really good because it's primarily just comedy. It's not trying to be anything else. So, assuming they don't get to sack me initially, we are going downfield to Ike Hilliard, who, oh, wow, that linebacker broke up the pass. Damn. Ugh. That's disappointing. We just got beat. That was just a little... Could have put a little more on that. I mean, in terms of zip, you know. As Chad Pennington would say. There's a Chad Pennington figure in the back of where I work. It just, you know, sat there. I work at a sports memorabilia store. And so there's just a Chad Pennington, like, Todd McFarlane figure who's been sitting there, I assume, since he was with the Jets, in the back, out of the box, so you can't really sell it. And he's just been sitting there. And so every day on Snapchat, I just go and take a picture, and the caps is just "Sup, Chad." I do that every day, because that's the sort of bizarre thing I find funny. If you're looking to buy a $450 completely red and yellow Kansas City Chiefs themed Lazy Boy recliner, we have that. I don't know why you would show up for it, but you know, we almost sold it today. It's kind of a ridiculous looking thing. I realize it's the fourth quarter, but it's also the famed rivalry of the LA Life and Dallas Cowboys. So you know what? If we run the score up a little bit in the fourth quarter, never hurt nobody, except for the Cowboys. Well, that was good. It was a great play by Rondé. I'm not even waiting like for the clock to run out though. I figured out why it hasn't recommended I go any. It's like, well, they're not even trying to stop the pass here. I can just go for it. And I figured out it's because that's unsportsmanlike. Speaking of unsportsmanlike, can't think of any instance of anything being unsportsmanlike in the past couple of days. Sorry. I'm really sorry. I messed it up. I messed it all up.
He cuts it away.
Oh, well, I guess Teague's going to get to the outside. And there we go, here in Texas Stadium. Home of the SMU Mustangs of the 80s. Also, you know, those 80s SMU teams. Wow, almost kicked over a glass of water. Those 80s SMU teams were for what they, a great set of teams, spawning one of the best running backs of all time in Eric Dickerson, a guy who got to more Super Bowls than Eric Dickerson at the same position, in Craig James, who is also managed to get Mike Leach fired from Texas Tech, inexplicably, in Craig James, and who also may have, like, you know, it's speculation, and I can't really say in all authority that Craig James killed 6 hookers while at SMU, but you know, you hear what you hear. There was an article, you can just look up that phrase, or just hashtag remember the 6. I think is the, if you Google the phrase remember the 6, or probably Craig James killed blank blank blank, whatever, it'll autofill. EDSBS article after Mike Leach got fired, and then Craig James went into politics. The internet, for whatever reason, for many reasons, LeBlanc, team MVP on the punt returns, the Gunner of the Year award. I would give him that Steve Tasker award. People really hated Craig James for a while. Now he's a politician. We have not. Wow, the punting game today. I know I called it like the weakest link last week, but it's been good as hell. Punting's worked. We're up 28-0. Know what I said about not running in the fourth quarter, but I'm really, I don't feel that antagonistic. I don't have any antagonism for the Dallas Cowboys. That's been like one of the teams my hatred has waned for, Because recently, like, I've learned to kind of like Tony Romo. I've learned to kind of like Des Bryant. I like Des Bryant a lot. I think he's a type of player you don't see that much anymore. He is a very passionate guy. So different from a lot of other guys. Like, I love Calvin Johnson. But Calvin Johnson's not over there screaming and crying the way that Des Bryant is, because Des Bryant's the type of guy who wants to win. And I think that might eventually... He reminds me a little bit of an Allen Iverson in that way. Where, or even Michael Jordan, to compare him to guys who didn't play the sport. In that sort of way where he is just so competitive. And you see that so rarely. That's why I had to look at basketball guys for that. I mean, maybe a guy like Ray Lewis, who was just so intensely... Yeah, I mean, Ed Reed might actually be a better example of a guy who was so focused on winning that he would yell. I mean, he would get in your face about it. And that's what I really respect about Des Bryant. And it was... Oh, wow, I have the ball back. I'm going to score. It was unfortunate to see them get eliminated the way they did, but then again, it was also unfortunate to see the Lions get eliminated the way they did. Also, I'm trying to remember, like, I keep bringing that up on the series also. Which call was worse? I would say that personally, because... Oh, that is so hard. That is such a difficult judgment to make. Who got screwed over harder? I would say the Lions, purely because they didn't even get to win a playoff game. Because Dallas, there was at least a sense of, well, you know, what goes around comes around. Even though that doesn't make it better for the Cowboys or anyone else really, other than being able to say, well, you know, what goes around comes around, what comes around goes around, whatever. Those two phrases mean the exact same thing, so you can't really say that incorrectly. I could say that incorrectly. Haha. Let's just get it in. Let's just punch it in. Ron, come on, ride the Dane, and ride it. He's the player of the game? Really, not the guy with 2 picks? Okay, whatever. Or 2 touchdowns, receiving, whatever. 8 for 20, good enough. Mike Vick, doing his job. So we're going to win this game 35-0, assuming that there's no drastic, miraculous play on the next drive by them or by us. I just said the score. Anyway, yeah, my thing is I've learned not to hate the Cowboys, because everything I hated the Cowboys for, I figured out I actually kind of liked. There was a period where I tried to hate Terrell Owens. Terrell, yeah, T.O. There was a point where I tried to hate T.O. I don't. I figured I can't. I can't hate Randy Moss either. I tried to hate Randy Moss, really couldn't. You know, because when it comes down to it, I like seeing that. The only type of guy I don't like in the NFL is a guy like... I can't name a guy who I don't really like. I mean, I don't like Riley Cooper for other reasons, but those aren't football reasons. It's not the way he plays the game. It's just that he, you know, said some very fucked up things. I mean, I don't like Peyton Manning because he's good, you know. And everybody hates Peyton Manning. I don't know why everybody hates Peyton Manning, but, because he's good, that's why. And he's painfully unfunny. And he wears his hats so very curvedly. Like, just such a perfect curve on all of his hats. It's disgusting and unrealistic. He's like... I don't hate Eli. I don't hate anything... I mean, I'm naming players who aren't Cowboys players, but, like, I don't hate Tony Romo. I don't know what it was that I didn't like about... Oh, God, Joey Galloway's going to score with 1 second left, and he's really excited.
Put the ball up there, and the receiver ran it all the way for the score.
He outplayed the defender for the ball on that play. The guy with the best position usually will come up with it.
I was thirsty, and I required some water, so I got some during that touchdown replay. Anyway, no, I can't. I like Jason Witten. I like Jason Witten plenty. I liked DeMarco Murray when he was there. The only thing I don't like about Jason Garrett was he was a shitty quarterback in Madden 2002. I liked Wade, what was his name? Wade Phillips when he was there. Because he was his dad's son. I can't name them. The only... Oh, they're going onside, aren't they? Whoops.
6 gets it off.
And we still got it. So you know what? We could either take that satisfactory kneel on the ball, or we just throw it deep. That's what I felt like doing today. I feel like being a real Madden player. Real Madden players throw it deep on these types of plays. Well, this is what we're doing. We got two guys. We got Jorvicius and Hilliard. Hilliard only covered by one guy. This will be fun. Oh, that'll go to the back of the end zone. Oh, man, almost got it on the bounce. Who cares? That's the end of the game. It is 35-7. Didn't get the shutout, unfortunately, but does it really matter? No, it doesn't. As Chris Carter once said, 31-30 is just as good as 21-10. I believe that is an exact quote from the NFL Films documentary they made on the 1998 Vikings. And just like that, this would have been Wade Phillips' first year. 2001. 2001, yeah. It was one of Emmett's last years. They were the subject of Hard Knocks that year. In, I think, the second year of Hard Knocks. No, they weren't. The Ravens were. Next year was the year they were the subject of Hard Knocks. It was probably like Al Jarreau or something. No, he was with the Jets. Who cares? Madden 2002, we just got a 35-point, or a 28-point victory, 35 points scored on offense, so that is easily the highest of the year, regardless of how bad the team is. Weekly schedule here in Week 14. We're just going to simulate to the end and show you them standings. We got 3 weeks left in the season, 3 weeks left to play. Next week we go back home and play the Arizona Cardinals, who have dropped significantly from that game. We beat them. They've been on a skid. Seahawks coming into town. They also have a losing record. And we finally end out the season trying to get revenge on the Eagles. But again, judging by the way that our season tends to go at home, we have to go there to beat them. So that's how that goes. Where's my stats info? We're going to our stat. Well, let's go to the NFC. You can hear, okay, the AFC led by the Jets currently. Broncos would be the last team in the playoffs. Also, I'm going to try to start the Madden 03 series. It's kind of difficult because I work now. It's hard to find time for it, to have like just an hour put aside for this, and I'm completely serious about that, unfortunately. It'll probably be tomorrow night when I record it. And what I'm thinking about is, and tomorrow night, this being Thursday, June 4th, so it'll probably be Friday, June 5th when I do it, which will be the day that this video, before this video technically goes up, so it really doesn't help anybody. I'm thinking about either the Chiefs or the Dolphins or the Cleveland Browns. One of those three. Probably the Dolphins, though I might go with the Chiefs just because I know them a little bit better. And that's the AFC. The NFC, the one that matters, if the season ended today, are in the playoffs, and we're on track to go 2-1 to end this season out. But if we beat the Eagles, I mean, we could jump into their position. It wouldn't be that difficult. Assuming we go 3-0, we would be at the top of the NFC, which would be crazy, judging by where we were 2 weeks ago. Of course, all of that can change. Vikings 4th. These are the 3 division leaders. Oh, wow, the Saints are up there. That's an alternate world. No, it's not too alternate world of the Saints, because they made the playoffs the year before. That's actually a pretty reasonable prediction for the Saints to make it into the... Now, the Bears, that's ironic. Not ironic at all, actually. That's weirdly cognizant, precognizant. That actually happened. The Bears had a weirdly good season, I think, in 2001 and 2002. Shane Matthews was the quarterback. I don't remember the Skins being that good. And the Vikings were about there. Pack, anybody eliminated? Really, I guess the Cardinals are probably the only ones eliminated. And on the Cowboys at 3-10. And we can just go look at the Patriots at 6-8. Knowing that's not what actually happened. Let's look at Tom Brady's stats. Why don't we? Just because we got some time. I don't know why we're doing this. Again, just the noisiest controller. Ah, Heward and Bledsoe. Okay, so not a bad year for Drew. Let's actually go back here. Look at Mike Vick. Yeah, 13-22, not great. 14-3 though. That's damn good. No, that's not too damn good. And 19 sacks, also not great. We're probably deleting stats. So, thank you guys for watching. Again, our defense is good. Our offense is not that good. That's the end of the video. And thank you again. That was good. That was a good game. 35-7, the victory. We moved to 8-5 and pretty much put ourselves in playoff position. Again, thank you for watching.